What's going on, cats and dogs? Welcome back to another episode of Stray Away Dave. I am your host, as always, Stray Away Dave. So guys, today's video is going to be yet another episode to the Chop Shop series. I'm really excited about this one because we are finally fixing the Kawasaki Vulcan, aka Aunt Phanny herself, the Big Daddy Bagger. So what we're going to be doing is breaking into this section right here. I think I'm going to have to take all this other stuff off at some point, but we're going to be replacing the stator and the voltage regulator. Voltage regulator is actually just going to be a plug and play. It's right up there in the front. I'll show you guys that when I get to it. But first, what we're going to do is get to the stator. It's going to be kind of a time-consuming job, so we'll be here for a minute, but it's not going to be super hard. I've never done anything like this before, and all my knowledge on how to do this job has come from YouTube videos. And I will put the link in the description below so you guys could watch that video in case you find yourself in the same situation that I'm in. So let's go ahead and start breaking into this. Oh yeah, that looks oily. Probably just a coincidence. It's just really gunky in there. The video that I watched, you have the wires and stuff for the stator are going to be running behind the pulley itself. So we're going to have to take the pulley off, the front pulley, which would basically your front sprocket. So let's see. I'm going to get a different tool for this. Alright, now it should come right off. Theoretically. Alright, it's loosey-goosey. Maybe if I tap it with a hammer? Goes. Heck yes, brethren. Alright, cool. And that's how you get the front pulley cover off your Kawasaki Vulcan. What I think is going to be the next challenge here, just like any time you do chain or sprockets, is getting the front pulley off. So for those of you who have never done any work as far as like your front pulley or front sprocket, most of the time what you're going to have is a like a lock washer, is what I guess is what they call it. Basically you have your output shaft, pulley goes on the output shaft, there's a washer that goes on over that, and then you have the nut. Once you get the nut tight, you take the washer and you bend it over one of the flat spots on the nut, so if the nut does for whatever reason come loose, it won't spin because it's being locked in place by the washer. So we're going to have to hammer that flat spot out, and yeah, looks like it's never a fun deal doing that, because over time, if too many people do it to the same washer, you end up fucking it up pretty good. So this one doesn't look too bad. Alright, now we just got to find a socket that fits the nut, and coffee break. Alright, so now we got the socket that's going to fit it. I have a wrench. I'm going to try it the hard way first, just because I don't like throwing power tools in onto stuff like this unless I absolutely have to. But as you can see, the bike is sitting on the ground, but I can still spin it. Bike is in neutral, and the rear tire is just enough on the ground for it to spin. So I'm going to get Marie to come out here and hold the rear brake while I, try to break it open or crack it open. If that doesn't work, even with using my cheater bar here, I'm just going to break out the impact and go that way with it. Now you're going to have to stand there for a minute holding that.
Okay.
working on a video and a motorcycle at the same time. Multitasking.
Why?
Because I'm awesome.
You'll stay in her by yourself?
Yeah, I'll be in there in a little bit, maybe. Thank you. Alright, well, it pays to have extra set of hands around the house. So, now that we have that loose, which I think that this was way too loose to be good, so maybe it's a good thing we're actually having to do all this. This is what I was telling you. You know, you have the washer that goes on after the pulley, and then the nut that goes on, and you just basically hammer one of these sides down to where it goes flat on the, you know, the nut itself, and that keeps it from spinning. Which this nut wasn't very tight to begin with, so I'm glad that the lock washer was there. We're gonna have to take the pulley off because we have all the wires supposedly for the stator running behind it. The dude in the video was able to take his pulley off without loosening the belt. I'm not even going to attempt to take the pulley off without loosening the rear wheel, so I'm gonna do that really quick so we can take the pulley off. I mean, there's no reason to make it harder on myself than it has to be. Just readjusting a belt is the same as readjusting a chain. Just make sure it's tight, you have the right amount of slack, and that each side of the axle is even. So
a few moments later.
Watch as I just, boom, front pulley is off. All right guys, so it looks like we have everything exposed that we need exposed in this section. Next step is going to be actually taking the stator cover off right here. Probably gonna have to take the floorboard and the shifter linkage apart to do so, which is no big deal. I'm gonna take a quick commercial break right here now so I can get my workstation a little bit more organized. In that time, if you haven't already, go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you hit the notification bell and click all. We'll be right back in...
Hi, Billy Mays here for OxyClean, the stain specialist. Activate the stain removing power by adding warm water. Use OxyClean in a solution to take out spots and stains. It even takes grape juice out of your favorite cotton shirt. Chlorine bleach can damage your clothes. With just one splash, you can ruin a pair of jeans. OxyClean is odor-free and safe on your colored fabrics. OxyClean, the stain specialist.
So we're going to take the floorboard off and the shifter linkage, which that's basically just, it's like 3 bolts. So I'm going to undo the shifter real quick. You don't really need to take that screw all the way out, just need to loosen it up enough so it can come off the thing. Haha! Now for the actual removal of the stator cover. Thank you for being along on this journey with me. This will probably be the most in-depth I've ever gotten on a motorcycle by myself. I have replaced clutches, but I have always had help. I did some other work on bikes. Wow, that nut was loose. Like I said, I've done some work to motorcycles, but never something this deep, especially by myself. I've always had a helping hand or somebody to kind of guide me. And yeah, so this is fun. I mean, I'm not really alone. I got you guys here with me in spirit or in the metaverse or whatever YouTube is. This is the moment of truth. Is the stator actually broken, or is it something else? We're doing all this work for nothing. Oh, it's magnetized. Haha! Maybe. And
Next time on Stray Away Dave.
I forgot which screws go where. Here we go.
Don't know if you can see that or not, but you know, anytime there's cardboard up under your bike, it's not a good sign.